to one of the most beautiful places in the world.
Hundreds of thousands of fans that are pouring in to Montpellier. Yes, I did say hundreds of thousands. This is the big show. That was a double backflip transfer. That is insane.
The largest action sports festival in the world.
Welcome, you guys. 2019 out here in Montpellier, and it's a FWS World Series. I'm Ryan Meyer. This is Thomas Winter, and we're about to get going the Snipes Skateboard Street Men's Pro Semifinals. Such big stuff happening out here. It's Montpellier. We've come back for the 22nd year in a row. I'm so excited to present to you guys what's happening out here for Skateboard Street. We've got some big changes happening, and something big that happened over the offseason. It wasn't just that we changed parks with this amazing Hurricane Parks course, but we also went to concrete.
True, very true. You're all about to see very soon.
It's going to be such an interesting event for us going out here. This is going to be the first concrete park that we've done for the Skateboard Street. The athletes are super excited about this. It gives a lot better pop with the boards. You guys can see right there. I want to give a big shout out to Honor and Montpellier Méditerranée Métropole for sponsoring us and making sure that we are able to present you guys these incredible events over this 4-day or 5-day festival out here. You guys, it is not the only stop on the tour. However, it's the second stop on the FWS World Series. Next, we'll be heading over to Chengdu, China. That's going to be at the end of October, but right now, it's day number 1 of lives out here in Montpellier. Let's get to the format, Thomas, for what's happening for skateboard.
We got the usual competition format. We got 24 riders in the semifinals, broken into 6 heats of 4 riders. Every rider is going to have 2 rounds of 60 seconds. As usual, the best run is going to count, and that is what is going to determine the top 12 that are going to make the finals.
It's going to be an interesting event like you've been talking about just before we went live onto this show. There's a lot of action happening, but it will be very interesting to get this contest going in a second. Welcome back, everybody. If you just tuned in, this is FWS World Series 2019. Skateboard Street Pro semifinals is about to get underway. Let's look at some of the athletes that are about to drop.
We got some incredible riders and talent here in Montpellier. First rider up is going to be starting Alonso, Ronaldo, Lian. Then Romulan Ling, Timotej Lampe-Ignic from Slovenia, Pierre Bonafé, Xander Gabriel all the way from Los Angeles, California, Maxim Kruglo from Russia, Lorenz Revel, Richard Ture from Slovakia, Santiago Echevarria, Korea, Matias Del Olio from Buenos Aires, Argentina, Giovanni Angelo. 12th rider will be George Poole coming all the way from England. Then we're gonna move to the second part of the semis, second half, and that will be Igor Golubev from Russia, Brendan Valjalo from South Africa, Konstantin Kavanov, Christian Estrada, Claudia Sandro Moral, Keiaki Ike, one of our winners from Japan, Antoine Laurent, Dan Leon, Keyshawn Johnson, and top 3 from yesterday, Benjamin Garcia, Simon Stricker, and Ryo Sagawa.
Wow, jam-packed list of top professional skateboarders out here. We've had some incredible weather happening. It's in the high 20s out there right now. What is that going to mean for some of the skaters?
They like it. It's summer is coming up, and all these skaters are used to be out there and skating. And what we skate mostly is either marble or concrete. And speaking of that, we have a concrete skate park right here. You are gonna see it today. That is for the first time we have ever had it.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing that Honor, and Hurricane Parks was able to come out here and not just redesign the course again, but they said, okay, let's step it up and let's make it concrete for the skate.
Yeah, you're right. You're completely right about that. We got 7 to 8 centimeters of concrete in the park. It took 7 days to pour all the concrete, just so you guys know, and 2 weeks for the entire building of the park. So thanks to Hurricane Parks and Territoire Skate Park, the Lafarge Enterprise. If you didn't know what we're gonna do with the concrete, that all the concrete that's used here, we're gonna reuse it by one of our builders and also a Judge Julien Guillon's initiative to make a green bike paths throughout Montpellier.
Wow, that's some actual amazing initiatives actually pushing forward to a more green and health-conscious city out here in Montpellier. We know that the FWS is such an incredible part woven into the society out here. Leon not being able to get a couple of his links up there on the first run here. Our first skater to drop, sometimes the pressure is on.
Always hard. It's always hard, man. I hate skating first, but that's how he qualified. So you just have to get in there and do the tricks. We just saw him do a feeble revert on the bump to bar, then the huge box with a front tail, not getting it done. Still 19 seconds to go for Lian, Ronaldo, Alonso, our first rider of the day.
Yeah, Alonso getting back up on the board there. You see this beautiful course, and as well you can see the venue out here in Montpellier. Just such an incredible event to come out to.
Oh, that was a big move towards the end. Unfortunately, couldn't get it. Let's look at a couple replays with the frontside 5.0 180 on the bump to ledge, then the feeble 180 out. And that was gonna be it for the first run of the day. Ronaldo, Alonso, Lian coming from Matar, Spain, originally from Peru. But let's get back to the park. We're looking at the second rider of the day, who is going to be French skateboarder Romain Ling. So Romain's waiting for his run, for the judges to give him the yes. And then as soon as he gets in the park and hits the first obstacle, that's when our timer starts. So we have 60 seconds on the clock, and it usually doesn't start until you hit the first obstacle. Then from the first touch of the park, of the obstacle you're gonna skate, your time is gonna start. We got the score on the screen, that's 43.50.
Romain Link right there. He is about to get ready to drop in for his first run right now.
I mean, Romuald's been coming here for many years. He's always here in Montpellier with us. He's in the park and time starts, with the nose grind attempt. If you look at the park, everyone watching, you guys can see how well this is built and how amazing this park looks. Trust me, I was skating it earlier today with all the skaters, and it's a complete pleasure to be out there skating the first ever concrete park at the FIS World Series here in Montpellier.
I was able to try my luck at skating it, but in a different sense. You guys can check out the social media feed for that one. Of course, you can hit us up on all of our respective handles. We got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. But make sure you guys hashtag your posts, FIS Montpellier, to stay involved with all the action out there today and for the future of this event. It's the first of 5 days going on right now of live casts. We're going to be pushing through in a high 20°C weather expected for the rest of the week. An incredible just schedule linked up right here. Oh, that was going down.
Slam on the last one. I mean, these obstacles are big, man. Props for being out there and trying your luck. It's really big. The hubba is no joke. You guys probably saw, like, you get on and you actually slide and grind for a minute.
You know, something different we talked about, Link is no stranger coming out and competing out here at the FIS. We're usually having always wood courses, and with that special paint, it's actually a very grippy texture.
True.
Something different you can notice there. Board just kind of slipped out from under him. This is something as well that the skaters will have to kind of get used to. As you see right there, the slides out not quite the same probably as it would have if it was on the wood with the grippy paint surface. That's something different that the skaters are going to get used to with the concrete out here.
I mean, in the end, it is better to get used to concrete when you come from wood. It's worse to skate concrete and then go back to wood. So it's actually okay for the riders. But yeah, the size of the obstacles is a little bigger than what we're usually skating here. So let's wait for the score. Score is here, 34.75. Not good enough to put him in first. So far for good enough for second place. The next rider up is Timotej Lampe-Ignic from Ljubljana, Slovenia, Slovenian professional skateboarder. Timotej's been with us for many years too, right?
Yeah, he's been around for a long time, just about as much as you've been around.
Oh, dude, yeah. He's a great guy. I like him. I like the way he skates. Timotej starting it up with a wally, then a back tail on the bump to bar.
Really odd little transition at the bottom of that. It's like a bank with a super tight transition.
It makes it a little better because there's no the tick-tick.
Yeah.
So it's a smoother transition. I like it when people build it this way. Timotej so far perfect run with 36 seconds to go. 50-50, 180 out. Then it feels like it's more difficult in this park to put the lines together really well. And the full cap into the Euro gap. That's a big move. 22 seconds to go. What happened there? He lost his board midway. Just pushing. Hopefully he can get back on it. 15 seconds to go for Timmy. Setting up 10-9 with a front blunt pop out on the bump to bar, and that's gonna be time for last trick for Timote. He would have to hit the hubba 2-1 and right on the buzzer with a hard flip miss. That was a pretty nice round, let me tell you that. I think that should be enough to put him in first so far. I really enjoy seeing the good weather here and just being able to enjoy the sunshine here in Montpellier.
It's so nice as well be back to Montpellier. I can't say enough about how incredible it is to just experience this atmosphere. Obviously, if you guys are watching online, you maybe do not have the beautiful fortune of coming out and visiting this in the southern French sun. We're going to do our best to showcase you guys the beautiful action that's happening out this weekend. Right now, you guys are just tuning in. It's the Snipes Skateboard Street Pro Men's Semi-Final. Timote Lampe-Ignic is just come down to the 69.50 for his first run score.
That's a nice score.
Yeah, it puts him into first place there. We'll see how long that's going to hold. It's heat number 1 out here of, I believe, 6. 1, 2.
We got 6 heats.
Yeah, 6 heats out there right now, and Pierre Bonifay
is in the park.
That's a big hubba.
That's a big hubba for a first trick. That was a 50-50 down the hubba, then a backsmith down the rail. Pierre Bonifay, still 50 seconds on the clock, 2 tricks already. Oh, wow! Backside double flip up the Euro gap. I did not see that coming. Seen him doing double flips all day, but backside double flip is a nice step up. Board slide down the big rail, then kick flip off the A-frame onto the platform. 50-50 stall to turn around. That's looking pretty strong so far. And a hard flip up the Euro gap. This guy is taking this contest into his hands. That's for sure. That's really nice to see. First time I see Pierre skating. With, a nice back lip attempt. Still 10 seconds on the clock. Time for 1 or maybe 2 tricks. Tray flip into the bank. And then 3 seconds, so probably gonna hit the down rail with a front blunt to Fakie. Very smooth. That was a nice round.
You know, is that going to count on that one at the buzzer?
Right on the buzzer.
That was right at the buzzer, and I think the rule says he has to be setting up. We'd have to take a look back at that, but that's where we leave it up to our great panel of expert judges out there. They're going to figure that one out, but let's take a look back. That was that double flip.
Beautiful backside double flip up that Euro gap. And then look at that 50-50, super clean, locked in really well. Then the board slide down the big rail. The tray flip into the bank, little filler. And then the beautiful front blunt to Fakie. Very nice.
Such smooth skating right there.
Smooth style. Could be enough for first. We'll see if we touch the 70s, and the score is coming in.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
New leader right there, 74.50. Pierre Bonifay moves into first place. Bumps out Timote Lampe-Ignic into second with his 69 score right there. Moving up, second runs is going to be for Lian, Ronaldo, Alonso.
The homie living in Matar, Spain, originally coming all the way from Peru, South America. And Alonso is in the park. Time starting with the first trick, and that is right now. Frontside 50180. Back tail, oh, not getting the back tail into the bank. Was a little miss. Front board down the rail. You got plenty of time, friend. Look at the amount of the people here. That is beautiful to see. So many people coming here to watch the festival.
I mean, it's pumped out. It's one of the largest, most prestigious free sporting events within Europe, and we have over 600,000 spectators for this 5-day incredible festival. We have this beautiful front for all these events, over 400 acres down this river embankment here. It's just such an incredible event to be a part of, and like you said, look at the crowd. It's just semifinals out here, and it's one of about 10 events going on at the FES.
It is one of the most beautiful settings for a competition venue that I have ever seen in my life. Let me tell you that. That is for sure. You guys can see from all the footage and video we're showing you.
Coming back, going to the hubba here.
Half cab nose to, oh, half cab nose to crooks. He was trying to go for half cab nose to back tail. That could actually win the best trick. That is a huge hubba for the trick. Let's look at a couple replays with that front side 50180. Then the front board, a little sketchy on the landing. Still a contest make though. And a board side, it was supposed to be a feeble 180. And then that half cab nose to back tail attempt, unfortunately not getting that one. So first round score is going to stay, so Ronaldo is gonna keep the 43.5, and that currently is good enough for fourth place. Get back to the park, next rider up, French owned Link. Romuald starting on the other side of the park, dropping in the big quarter pipe. We have pool coping here. The real pool coping in the park.
I saw that they have on that back quarter pipe wall on the left and the right side. As you see, Ronaldo is going up for that right now on that pool coping. So cool to have that in the park. They really outdone themselves on this concrete course here. We'd love to see this for future events.
It just makes it feel more real. Just having the pool coping in the park. I love it. Oh, damn it. Such a good round so far. Missing that back lip to Fakie on the out rail. Romuald still having 23 seconds with only one bail so far. Tray flip up the... Oh. Little step off of the tray flip up the Euro gap. And that's going to be time probably for the last big move for Romuald. With a nose grind down the big hubba, 4 seconds to go. It's going to be time right here, but let's see if he has it, and he's going to throw it for the audience, for all the people. Let's see, maybe we can hit 1 million this year. You never know.
Oh, it's definitely going to happen. FWS is pushing up in the audience, especially out there online and with our viewership. You guys are watching and sharing online. Make sure you guys follow us at FWS World Series on Instagram and on Snapchat. As well, FWS.official on Facebook, and hashtag your post, FWS Montpellier. Stay involved with the action right there. Guys, just tuning in right now. It's the Snipes Skateboard Street Men's Pro semifinals. We are just getting the second runs finished up here of heat number 1, moving down into 6 heats. That'll be pushing out, and we're taking the top 12, or maybe 8, I believe.
We're taking top 12.
We're taking top
12 to tomorrow.
Top 12 skaters out there, and putting the big finals on tomorrow in the heat, the south of France, here in Montpellier.
The next rider up for his run number 2, third skater in this heat, Timotei Lampegnic, is in the park, and time has just started. Back tail on the bump to bar. First, you saw him do the little wally. And then frontside lip slide on the way down. He's probably going to try to do the same run, but not miss any tricks so he can improve his score. Kickflip into the bank. Usually around the 70 and higher is what puts you in the finals. Oh, feeble back 180. If I'm not mistaken, it was a feeble grind backside 180 into the bank. Timotei coming Fakie for that full cab. Into the Euro gap, half cab from the bank onto the platform. Frontside 5-0 on the quarter pipe on the other side of the skate park. 14 seconds to go for Timotei. Doing a front blunt on the rail, and then 9 seconds to go for Timotei. It all comes down to the last trick. Let's see if he has it. 4, 3, 2, 1, and getting that hard flip. Beautiful hard flip to finish his round. Everything was done perfect. Everything was done the way he wanted it to do. 69.5 in his first round. That should be good enough for first place.
Wow, that's
first perfect round of the day. Look at the replays. Back tail, then the front lip on the down rail. Then, oh, it was a 50-50. I'm sorry, everyone. It was a 50-50 backside 180. Full cap into the Euro gap. then the front blunt, and hopefully we're gonna see that hard flip too. And that was the last trick of the round. Beautiful hard flip. Perfect execution. So let's wait for the scores, what the judges think. If I was sitting there, I'd probably say that was the best run of the day so far.
Wow, some big talk coming out of Thomas Winter, our expert skate commentator up here in the box. Thanks for joining us, man. It's a beautiful day out here in the heat of Montpellier. The crowd is checking in, and we're about to get the scores up for Timote Lampe-Ignic, who has just finished up his second run on that Snipes Skateboard Street Pro course. So cool to be back out here in Montpellier. Over 20 years of history here in the south of France, pushing action sports to a global level, bringing all these different disciplines together as one happy family. Right now, it's all about Skateboard Street, though.
We're looking at the current leaders and waiting for the scores. It's taking them a minute, and the score is in, and it is a 75.75. Wow, what a score. Timote has to be stoked.
So a new first place right now. So into your hot seat, Timote goes. Like you said, Thomas, had that one pretty on the wire right there.
Trust me.
And then Pierre Bonifay, who is now dropped down into second place. If he can get some redemption and bump up his score, that was just pushed out of first.
Yep, outdo Timote so far. The same start with a 50-50 down the big hubba, and then a backsmith down the rail. Backside double flip up the Eurogap. Does he do it every try? That is insane what people do these days. A couple of years ago, backside double flip up the Eurogap would be considered one of the bangers of the round, and now it's just a very basic filler. Backlip to Fakie down the rail, so just a couple seconds to go. Halfway through the run, hard flip up the Eurogap. Pierre is trying to get the first place back that was just taken away from him by Timote Lampe-Ignic.
Going up for the rail down the Eurogap.
Oh, backlip almost. Pretty much the same run that he had during his first attempt. So 3 seconds to go, and that's setting up for the rail. That should count. And there you go. That is the backflip on the big rail. One bail, sitting on a 74.5 from his first round. What do the judges think? It was basically the same run, but he replaced the front blunt Fakie with the backlip on the big rail. Let's look at the replays as the judges will be counting their scores. 50-50 down the hubba again. Then look at the backside double flip. Perfectly 180 degrees. Board slide down the big rail. Hard flip up the Eurogap. And then the big backlip on the main feature we have here in the park. Look how big that rail is. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see. We're still waiting for the scores, overlooking the park, looking at all these spectators here.
So right now, Pierre Bonifay, we are just waiting for that last score to come in from heat number 1. Right now, you see heat number 2 is warming up on course. The score to beat is Timote Lampe-Ignic with the 75.75, and he does it. Pierre ups his score, 76.25. That does it for heat number 1 out here for the Snipes Skateboard Pro Men's Semi-Finals.
Damn, 2 mid-70s already.
So welcome back, you guys. We are about to get heat number 2 started here for the Snipes Skateboard Street Men's Pro Semifinals. Day number 1 of live action happening in Montpellier. It's the Montpellier FIS World Series 2019. We had this beautiful concrete course for the first time in over 20 years. And let's take a look back at some of the highlights. Heat number 1.
Beautiful tricks went down in heat number 1 so far. Pierre Bonifay sitting in first, Timote Lampe-Ignic sitting in second, and we're currently looking at Pierre's tricks, with tricks like the front blunt Fakie, big backlip on the big rail, backsmith on the other rail, backside double flip up the Eurogap. That's exactly how he sealed the first heat and got a score of 76.25. That is currently good enough to be sitting in first. And I'm gonna say, usually that is a score that guarantees a final position. So let's see what the judges, how the judges score the other riders, because we still have over 20 skateboarders starting today. We actually have 24 riders, and this was the first heat of the 4 skaters. In just a couple seconds, we're going to be starting the heat number 2. And the riders in heat number 2 will be Xander Gabriel, coming from Los Angeles, California. Maxime Kruglov from St. Petersburg, Russia. Lawrence Ravel from France. And Richard Turi from Košice, Slovakia. But let's get to the park. Xander is in the skate park, one of my best friends. Starting with a big backside blunt slide down the hubba. Front blunt on the down rail. Stay on the board. Xander broke his collarbone during our last stop in Japan, but he's fully back and skating here. You just saw the 50180 on the bump to bar.
Yeah, you're mentioning that. Xander's got two metal bars in one of each of his. Oh, holding on there.
Whoa, that is a perfect make. Yeah, both his collarbones are broken within 1 year. Nose grind pop out on the bump to bar. Still 25 seconds to go for Xander. All he gotta do now is stay on his board. Oh, he did stay on his board. 19 seconds. And then 13 seconds for Xander. Time for last couple tricks. Oh, missing a kickflip up the Euro. That is supposed to be one of the easiest tricks in his run. And that's right on the buzzer with a feeble grind miss on the big rail. So as I was talking about Xander breaking his collarbone in Japan, it happened during the semifinals at his last trick. He was trying to skate the big rail, do a crooked grind, and didn't jump all the way. Got locked up, and then just flew down to the bottom and broke his collarbone. So it must be really difficult just a month after an injury like that to come back and compete.
Not just having a broken bone, but as well, I mean, having that surgery is quite invasive, then having that metal bar put in. I mean, collarbone is such a weak bone in your body. It's very easy to break, but it's still a hard one to come back to. You can't move your shoulder in the proper way, and come back is a mental thing as well, but didn't seem to affect him too much. He's getting a bit used to some things, a bit off balance on a couple spots there, but still good enough score for 3rd place right now. Xander Gabriel sticks it with that 71.25. Moving forward to our next rider from Russia, Maxime Kruglov. He is going to be shredding on course, but seeing him in practice, just absolutely killing it.
He is a beast. He goes really big and really smooth. Look at him. Front feeble on the bump to up rail. Then a little shove it in the quarter pipe. Oh, half cap. That was supposed to be half cap feeble. You just saw him. He couldn't lock the truck in, so it was a half cap board side that slipped away from him. Plenty of time, 40 seconds for Max. Get over, up the Euro gap. Max is no stranger to winning huge events, so he is very capable of winning the contest here. Half cap into the bank, missing a tray flip across the big driveway. But just keep skating, Max. Like, stack up those points. You never know. Like, some people can miss their tricks, and that could be enough to make the finals. Ollie into the bank, setting up.
Like you said, we're taking the top 12 out here. Right now we have 24 riders, so we're going to be cutting that down in half.
And he fully recovered. You saw the big crooks and then the front blunt on the bump to bar. He's definitely not excited because most of the tricks he does. Look at him setting up.
Going for some redemption with this one.
With the half cap feeble. I'm gonna say just don't do the half cap feeble. Just go basic and do like a nose grind or a nose blunt across. Look at the pinch on the front feet. Beautiful execution.
Absolutely beautiful style right there. That's a huge concrete ledge right there.
Yeah, he chilled. Like, he was just chilling there. Perfect front blunt. I mean, it was a good round. It's definitely not a bad round. We're waiting for the scores, looking at Max, hopefully.
We can see that Maxime is a bit upset with that one. It's not going to be the score he's looking for. 56.25 is good enough for 4th place. Probably not going to be good enough for qualifying as we move forward through this. So it is going to be pressure onto the 2nd run. Right now, though, we're moving into our 3rd rider, Lawrence Raviel.
Living in France, but originally from Reunion. Nose grind on the ledge into the bank. And a Smith grind across the driveway. It looks like he has it dialed. He knows what he needs to do. Nose blunt down the rail. It has the good vibe. Like you can tell right after the person gets in the park, you can just tell, okay, he's having a good day. He knows what needs to be done. So hopefully that is Lorenz's case. Tray flip across the driveway. Oh, wow.
Tray bomb on this.
That was a proper tray bomb, yeah.
Coming up onto the deck here.
Then still 20 seconds. I feel like he already did a lot of tricks, but he still has plenty of time. Lid slide down the big rail. 15 seconds on the clock for Lorenz. Then setting up nollie, coming for, oh no! Missing a nollie lip slide down the small rail. That was probably going to be the easiest trick in his line. And that's gonna be time, so this is gonna be for you guys. Oh! Big kickflip attempt.
That one definitely didn't count towards his score.
Definitely after time, just so you guys know, there was only one bail in his round because the kickflip was way after the buzzer. That was the backflip on the bump to bar. We're looking at the slow-mo of the Smith grind across the driveway. Then the nose blunt down the small rail. And then the tray bomb. Boom! Look at that. And then that was the kickflip after time. He landed so perfectly on the board. It's just the impact.
Yeah, maybe just not enough momentum, rolling momentum, pushing forward, just kind of threw him off of this. Difficult thing sometimes going for those drop downs, maybe just get caught a little bit or hit a flat wheel, but couldn't roll out of that one. However, it was after buzzer, it was just going to be for the crowd out here, but that's something that really pushes, you know, pushes the audience to get really involved at the contest and supporting all the athletes, and it pushes the athletes' adrenaline and gets them kind of ready for that second run. They need to step things up right there. Reveil's run gets him a 70.25, fourth place right now. We're going down to Richard Toure.
Our 2018 defending FIS World Tour champion, coming from Košice, Slovakia. Currently one of the best skateboarders in the world. Richard Toure is in the park. Starting off with a kickflip, backside 50 on the big hubba. Wow, where did that come from? 50-50 on the quarter pipe on the other side of the park. 50 seconds on the clock for Richard. Setting up for a kickflip front board on the bump to bar.
He's been skating a ton, doing big contests.
He is a beast. Heel flip backboard down the rail. 38 seconds and 4 tricks already done for Richard. Coming up onto the, oh, kickflip, backflip. He just kickflips or heel flips into everything. And then when he doesn't kickflip, he goes Fakie. Wow, Fakie lip slide down the other big rail in the park. 18 seconds to go for Richard. Just stay on your board. That is a perfect round so far. Nose grind on the down rail and 12 seconds to go for Richard. That is going to be time for the last trick. Setting up for a big, oh, missing a big spin board side on the big rail, and the buzzer is, wow. What did you think about that round?
Wow, that's a great run for Richard Toure coming out of the box right there.
Ready for your second round.
It's going to be tough though, however, I think.
Look at
just starting off right there with that kickflip 50-50 on that hub, it's so big.
It's just so risky too. That hubba is no joke. It's like a 13 stair hubba. How do you just go and kickflip backside 50-50? It's like just first trick in your round. Wow. Okay, we're looking at Matias Del Olio and Narisho having a good time out there in the park. So we are waiting for the score to pop in, and a 78.75. We have a new leader.
Still taking it away from Bonifay. So Richard Toure is in the hot seat right now, and one of his best friends on course, Xander Gabriel, he's not in the position he wants, but still a great one in fourth place there with a 71.25. He's going to see if he can put together some of those mistakes that he had in run one, clean it up out here, potentially rival Richard Toure for that top hot seat.
Get it, Big Z, in the park. Starting with a back blunt down the big hubba, then stepping it up with a front feed down the rail. Xander is looking good out there with a 5.0 180 on the bump to bar. Coming back for the big ledge.
Come on, Xander.
With a
right
crooks.
there. Oh,
damn it. Missing a crooked grind. He actually landed on it, but then there's the narrow landing. Oh, front beep 180.
Yeah.
Still 23 seconds to go. It was a really nice start for Xander.
Xander is those
two tricks.
He is though sitting with that 71.25. Said it isn't the score he necessarily is wanting to have, but I think it's going to be one. It'll be a nail biter, but it could be one that holds before the finals.
He was like, you know what? I'll just do a backsmith on the biggest rail in the park. I mean, he recovered. It might as well be a better score than what he is sitting on, and that is 71.25 from his first round.
Get ready. Wait, but get ready.
Next rider up, after we're gonna look at the slow-mos of Xander, is going to be Maxim Kruglov from St. Petersburg, Russia. That was the front feeble 180 that he couldn't put together, and then the backsmith down the big rail. He actually backsmith El Toro, the biggest rail that people ever skated, the most famous rail in the skateboarding history. Xander is a beast. If you guys don't know who Xander is, look him up on YouTube and see for yourself.
Waiting for that score. It's not going to be an improvement, unfortunately. So holding with that 71.25 from run 1, which as well had a few bobbles in that first run. Like we said, not the score he's looking for, but a score that can potentially hold on for top 12 out here.
Hopefully, you never know. Let's just hope. And Max is in the park, another good friend of us. Time starting with the frontside feeble grind on the bump to bar. Shove it on the danger bank. And then setting up for the half gap feeble, not getting it again.
Maxime, this is going to be really difficult if you do not link the rest up here.
Oh, man, what happened there? 37 seconds for Maxime. Hopefully he can recover and do the tricks he couldn't do. Oh, get over it up the Euro gap. That's what we want to see, Max. That was beautiful. 26 seconds to go. Half of your round still happening, Max. Half gap into the bank. Tray flip across. That's what's up. 50-50. Having that flow started again. 13 seconds on the clock. Front blunt and 10 seconds to go. That's gonna come down to the last trick for Max.
This is more the skating we were looking for from Maxime.
Oh, no. That was an important crux.
That was probably the deciding factor right here.
It is going to be an improvement, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if that is going to be good enough to beat a score of 70.25 that Lawrence Ravel that is currently in 5th.
Oh, that's an upset, definitely, for Kruglov. Got tray flip over that gap. Just missing that Fakie feeble, I believe.
Yeah, it was a half cap feeble. It was a half cap feeble on the across the driveway. Sometimes the new rails can stick. You know, you gotta grind them and slide them many times, and it looks like that was the case for Maxime. He just didn't grind well enough. Wait for the scores, and
a little improvement, but definitely not going to be enough to push out 70.25 from Lawrence, who is currently sitting in 5th place and now about to drop for his second run. Lawrence Ravel on course in Montpellier.
Backlip on the bump to bar, currently sitting in 5th. Lawrence is trying to look for an improvement. Frontside nose grind into the bank, then front Smith. So far the same run as what we saw in his first round. 40 seconds to go. Nose blunt on the down rail. He looks better every year we come here. I remember him from many years ago. He was already good, but then whenever we come here for the FIS World Series, Lawrence is skating better and better. So hopefully he just keeps them tricks coming for every year. Tray bomb up the Euro gap. Beautiful skating, beautiful style. Oh, the tray bomb just looks so nice. Then, oh man! 8 seconds to go. Little miss.
Getting this one. Going for the kick. Oh
man!
That would have been right on the buzzer. Lawrence trying that kick flip down the Euro.
Oh man, down that Euro gap. That Euro gap is huge. I mean, just to try and jump down it, that's some serious commitment right there. Okay, looking at the TV, doing interviews, and waiting for the scores for Lawrence, but let's look at the replays. Starting it off with the back lip, back to straight, front Smith across the driveway. Then that nose blunt on the down rail. Then beautiful tray bomb. Look at this, Ryan. Boom!
Wow. I mean,
the front foot catch.
That's some confident skating right there, coming out for the semifinals. Not a score improvement.
It was a little score improvement, 70.5. He got a 0.25.
0.25 the score improvement. Okay, pardon me for Reveal. Staying in 5th place, however, still a respectable score into the 70s. Means no one has pushed through the 80s yet. Richard Turi, the man on top, he's about to get his second chance on the street course here.
Almost at the 80s. Oh man.
Missing that kickflip on the hubba.
You know what? It is, as we said in the first round, it is really difficult to come in the park and do a kickflip backside 50 on this hubba as your first trick straight off the gate. Let's see what Richard has in his sleeve. Kickflip front board on the bump to bar. Heel flip backboard, his signature trick. He is being recognized for the trick around the world now. So whenever he does a heel flip backside board slide, it's probably sooner or later people might start calling it the Richard Turi. Kick flip back flip, it's, yeah, I mean, he probably has the best heel flip backboard in the world. Fakie lip slide to fakie lip slide down the rail. Then 14 seconds to go for Richard. He's gonna go for a nose grind and then 9 seconds on the clock. I would say he is going to do the kickflip backside 50-50 one more time.
1 second
Oh, he's
left.
going for the big rail, and that was after the buzzer. You saw the little wobble. He just wasn't feeling it. I'm actually happy he didn't try. I wouldn't want to see that slam.
What do you think he was going to go for there? Kickflip backboard?
No. He was gonna go for a big spin board slide. The trick he missed on the small rail in the first round. Look at the beautiful execution of the kickflip front board. Kickflip, backlip, so much precision. He could probably slide that backlip for a mile. And that is going to be it for heat number 2 here at the Snipes Skateboard Pro semifinals in Montpellier.
You see the score there, Richard Turi, that rounds it up. He's sitting on top of your leaderboard after we finish these top 8 riders. Welcome back, guys. If you're just tuning in, this is the Snipes Skateboard Street Pro Men's semifinal. We're about to get heat number 3 started. As you see right there, 26 degrees Celsius, very little wind and beautiful conditions here in the south of France. I want to give a big shout out to all our competitors coming out here for the FIS World Series 2019, and especially a huge shout out to our sponsors, Honor and Montpellier Mediterranean Metropole, for coming out here and putting a big event together, as well for Hurricane Park, sculpting this incredible concrete park that you see right now. Some highlights from our heat number 2 Skateboard Pros.
Look at
Richard Turi right there. Some highlight clips from our man on top.
Yeah, I mean, look at the amount of amazing tricks that we saw, and we're not even halfway through the semis. And the best are yet to come. We're starting in the reverse order, so the people who qualified the worst to the semis were starting first, so the people towards the end of the starting field have the advantage of actually seeing the other riders skate. That's the bonus they get for us performing well yesterday. It's filling in, and it's not even the end of the weekend yet. It's only Thursday, and we already have so many people here watching the competition. Wait for the finals tomorrow. I guarantee it is going to be completely packed.
Yeah, it's a beautiful venue out here in France. Of course, you guys are watching us, not able to make it to the beautiful southern French heat. So thanks so much for listening to myself, Ryan, and Thomas on the mics here today.
Okay, next heat is starting right now with Santiago Echevarria coming from Colombia. Back Smith on the bump to bar. This guy is no joke. Whenever I see him skate, he just crushes everything. Nose grind across the driveway. Backside air in the quarter pipe. Tray flip up the Euro gap. If you guys wonder how big is that Euro gap, it is not a small Euro gap. I skated it earlier today and it is actually really big. Back three over the driveway. Nose grind pop in into the quarter pipe. Wow. Nose blunt on the bump to bar. Santiago Echevarria is actually killing it out there in the park. Switch lip to Fakie. He is looking really strong. Front, oh, missing a front feet, but still holding on and doing a frontside board slide on the down rail. And 9 seconds on the clock. It's gonna come to the last trick. Kickflip up the Euro. And the time is gonna be right now. So this is going to be just for you guys. Oh, what was that? Was that a wheelie grind? I couldn't see from the angle. Another perfect round.
Wow, Santiago really delivering a good performance. But we'll have to wait and see how well that's going to do against, I mean, we've had 8 incredible skaters go down. Walk me through a bit of the highlights from here.
I mean, this whole round was a highlight. Frontside nose grind across the driveway. Then a backside air. Back three. And then a nose blunt, but let's look at the big tricks. That was the frontside board slide. He unfortunately didn't mean to do, but look at him, he's stoked. He had a perfect run. I mean, it is going to be a good score for sure, but let's see what the judges think. And
wow, we have a new leader. First athlete into the 80s, Santiago pushes up with an 80 even. Bumps out Stricker into second place, mixes up the board, but right now, Matías Del Olio.
One of my favorite skaters, one of my favorite humans. Oh, nollie nose bar. How did he do it? Wow, Matías, please stay on your board, friend. Back 2-7 lip, beautiful execution. He's one of the best back 2-7 lippers in the world. That is for sure. Setting up switch for a switch front board. That was probably meant to be a switch front feeble. I see him do it all the time. Coming back for a big spin front board to Fakie. Such a smooth skater. Like everything he does just is with authority and in a beautiful smooth style. 20 seconds to go for Matías. Tray flip across the driveway. 50-50 in the quarter pipe and 15 seconds on the clock. Coming nollie for a nollie crooks. Couldn't get the nollie crooks together. 7 seconds to go. And after this, that is going to be, oh, frontside feeble grind on the big rail. I mean, oh, blunt kickflip. Another beautiful round, 2 bails, but very big tricks. What would you think? Like, how would you score if you were a judge from your personal perspective?
I mean,
do you prefer better tricks?
I'm not yet an expert at this, but I really love Matías Del Olio's style. Came out with some really nice combination. I love his flip tricks actually into the grinds. I mean, things that were even after the buzzer, like that blunt to kickflip in the quarter pipe there. I think he has some incredible spins as well. Yeah. I think we saw like a big spin.
Yeah, big spin from board to Fakie. We saw a nollie nose blunt, but we'll look at the replays right now. Look at that nollie nose blunt.
And he just held on to this incredibly.
He made it look actually perfect.
And here's that big spin.
Yeah, it's a back 2-7 in lip. Then that big spin from board to Fakie. There we go.
And over the driveway, just like super clean. We've seen a couple other skaters do that there, as well as that blunt to kickflip. Really nice style. Unfortunately, though, it's not going to hold up with the judges. 70.25, I guess.
It's still a 70.
They're looking for perfection, though, out there.
Yep. Okay. My man, wait for this. Angelo Caro from Peru, Lima, Peru. First time in France. Oh, I was going to say, he is currently one of the best amateur skateboarders in the world. This guy is no joke. Wait and watch him do magic out there in the park.
You know, something really interesting when you say one of the best amateur skaters out there. How do you define that actually in skateboarding?
I mean, he doesn't have a professional signature skateboard or shoes, so he is still an amateur. But that doesn't mean he's not getting paid, he's not winning contests, and he cannot enter events like this. He's just considered an amateur skateboarder until he gets a professionally signed skateboard equipment, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, back to 7-11. How is it not working out for Angelo? I'm telling you, I saw him skate last week, and he is just absolutely amazing. I was blown away by the way he skates, and I'm really hoping all you guys are going to have the chance of seeing what is Angelo capable of, because the tricks he does are extremely next level, and he can be winning this contest super, super easily. We're looking at the replays, Fakie backflip, then the switch 180 over the rail. Again, another angle of the switch 180. And then Angelo waiting for the score, and it is going to be a 52.50. That is gonna be good enough for 10th.
Next up, George Poole, the man with the most warped wrist in the world.
Yeah, right. He had to break it so many times. I mean, he's just so skinny and skates so gnarly that he's like, okay, he doesn't slow down. He just goes for everything he does.
He's getting it going right here.
I love George, man. He's a good homie. He's the good one. And he kills it so hard. He's no stranger to finals. Either.
He's been skating at the Fees for many years now. He knows what it takes against these high elite competitors.
Look, so casual back to 7-11. 25 seconds on the clock for George. Going up for the big rail with a big back Smith, representing England here at the Feast World Tour in Montpellier. 10 seconds to go for George. Oh! 1 foot ollie to front board. It is so refreshing to see people do it these days. It just came back, all these cool tricks. And that is going to be time right here with a perfect round for George.
Yeah, George.
Wow. He is excited, let me tell you that. And I'm excited too. What I'm excited about is seeing that score that's going to pop up in a couple seconds.
Wow, that was a perfect run. And I mean, it's been tough watching George the last couple of events. Actually, he hasn't been able to have the best luck right out here in the French southern sun. Seems like it's his hometown. George just dominated, coming out there, one of the nicest, cleanest runs we've seen so far today, but I'm gonna have to see what's happening with the judges. Look at that on the pool coping.
Beautiful backside nose blunt. It makes me want to watch him, because I'm just enjoying watching him skate. Look at that back swing.
Locked in perfectly.
Beautiful back to 7-11. It deserves the first place. My opinion, I'm not a judge. I'm just gonna say, like, my personal preference, it would be a current leader.
Yeah, I mean, great run, and even right into the buzzer. It's not gonna be good enough though. 78.25, maybe just missed that last trick. So he's third place, 78.25. A good, respectable position. Definitely going to be getting into the finals with that one.
But let's get back to the top of the order for round number 2. Santiago Echevarria starting this. Oh, started it the same with the back Smith, but then unfortunately missed a back 3 in the quarter pipe. Nose grind across with that same backside air. Then coming up that Euro gap with a 360 flip. 38 seconds to go. Setting up for the back 3 across. Oh, not getting it down this time. It's actually a really big gap. 25 seconds for Santiago. Nose blunt on the bump to bar. Coming Fakie. Actually, now switch for a switch lip slide down the rail. These guys, the level of skating is just insane. It goes up so quick. did a big spin from board to Fakie in the meantime. Then kickflip up and 3, 2, 1, and that's gonna be time right there. That could actually count. It was a frontside 50-50 down the rail. 2 bails, probably not a score improvement, but he is sitting comfortably in first. So Santiago Echevarria currently in first place with a 80.0. Let's look at the replays. Backsmith on the bump to bar, then the nose grind. That was the second trick in his run. Backside air, in the pool coping quarter pipe. Big spin from board to Fakie. And then that frontside 50-50 to finish his run. These guys are really putting the new concrete skate park we have here in use. Thanks to Hurricane Parks for putting this together. I'm enjoying watching what the guys can do and what they are capable of performing in a whole new concrete skate park.
See right there, Santiago with our top score, that 80.0. And right now, Matias Del Olio, he's going to go for his second run, currently sitting in 8th position. Let's slow down there, getting to the nitty-gritty if we're only taking 12 forward to the finals.
Let's do it, baby. Matias is in the park. Time is going to start with his first trick. And perfect nollie noseband. That's what we want to see, Matias. Coming from Buenos Aires, Argentina. He is in Europe for the entire summer. Back to 70 lip on the bump to bar. He is setting up, coming switch for the down rail. Oh, missing a switch from feeble grind. Still 38 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time. Big spin from board to Fakie, not losing time, coming up the Euro gap. Yes, he's gonna go back the same way. Ollie into the Euro gap and a tray flip across. 20 seconds to go. Again, a nollie, no slide on the bump to latch. And 10 seconds to go. It is coming down to the frontside feeble on the big rail. That, yes, Matias, 2, 1, and a blunt kickflip right on the buzzer.
This time.
Perfect.
That one is definitely going to count.
Beautiful run. One little flaw in the middle of the run, but he fully recovered, came back, and with the strong finish, with a blunt kickflip in the quarter pipe, this is definitely going to be a score improvement. I wonder if he can crack into the top 3, where George Poole is currently sitting in 3rd with 78.25.
Well, we did see George Poole have that flawless run. Matias Del Olio, not quite flawless, but some incredible tricks right there, and went right until the very end, right to the buzzer. That's something that the judges are going to look at as we're moving forward to 2020. We're talking about Olympics. We want to see full runs. That's what the judges are saying. They want to see action completely to the very last second of that clock, and Matias Del Olio definitely delivered that. It's going to be all up to the judges, though, see if that score is improving. It is going to be an improvement, but not enough. So 75-5. It's good enough for 6th place. He goes up 2 positions, bumps out Xander Gabriel into 7th. Definitely not good enough to get anywhere close to George Poole in 3rd place there with the 78. But a man who was able to do it, Angel Giovanni from Greece, Red Bull amateur athlete.
There we go, Angelo is in the park, already 2 tricks. With a backsmith on the bump to bar. He just skates really strong, and when he has a good day, he's pretty much unbeatable. Big spin from board, back to straight. Oh, front blunt, wow, holding on. 36 seconds to go for Angelo. Tray flip up the Euro.
27 seconds left. Comes down the Euro gap for some.
Really strong out there.
Yeah.
With a huge backflip! Gap backflip! How crazy was that trick? That could actually take a best trick in our best trick event. Nose grind on the bump to bar. That is an amazing run. If he stays on the board, I'm just gonna say that it has to be the first. Whoa! 4, 3, 2, and that is gonna be time right here with this frontside flip. We have a new leader. I'm gonna say it right here, right now. Again, again, I'm not a judge
Thomas,
of what we saw.
Thomas is calling that this is going to be the second score we've seen today up into the 80s, just delivered under pressure. Came out with, well, let's just say a really bad first run for his liking. Nothing that he was excited about. Really upsets all the way through, and all the pressure on his shoulder, just delivered the most flawless run we have seen on the course today.
Look at the size of the gap into the backlip. It is just ridiculous. I would not touch it. Look.
Checking out another replay on that, right over the driveway on that huge channel gap, but into the rail.
Whoa!
A new score, a new leader, 86 even.
Wow!
Giovanni Angelo.
Very, very deserved. He usually goes by Angelo Caro. I wonder if actually his surname is Caro or Giovanni. Could be Angelo Giovanni Caro, but 86.0. We have a really strong new leader.
George Poole going for his second run here, a man who just got bumped into 4th place, 78.25. Can he improve that flawless run? He's gonna have to step up a couple of the tricks, that means.
Currently sitting in 4th. That could be a little upset for George Poole. He wants to improve the score and take the top 3 position again. You saw that 1 foot ollie to front board again. 28 seconds on the clock for George. And George coming for the big rail with a back Smith not locking in. Unfortunately, the board got into a backlip and that slid away from George. So that's gonna be time for last trick for George. It's not gonna be a score improvement, just have a good time out there, George. Wow, 1 foot backlip. I'm enjoying watching people do these 1 foots. That's like back to the 90s. Baggy jeans and 1 foot.
All right, Igor.
Well, there you go. That was your 4 riders for heat number 3. The second run came out there from George Poole. It's not going to be an improvement. We know that. Well, we're at least calling that.
Yep.
There was pretty much a flawless run on run 1. Scored him 78.25. Great score. Great run. Not good enough right now for the podium, but we're going to have to wait and see right there. He's sitting with Del Olio and Xander Gabriel up there. Of course, not going to be an improvement. 65.50 is what he gets scored for second run right there. Thanks, guys. Right now, that does it for heat number 3. We'll see you in a bit. If you guys just tuned in with us, check us out online as well. Fees.official, our Twitter and Instagram page at Fees World. YouTube, of course, you can get Fees. You just type it in, F-I-S-E, into the search bar, and you get all this incredible content. As well, if you want to see schedules or any of the results, go to fees.tv and make sure you hashtag your post for this event series. Of course, Fees Montpellier to stay involved with all the action. You guys are just tuned in right now. It is day number 1 of our live streams here in Montpellier. It's the Fees World Series 2019. I'm Ryan Meyer, joined by Thomas Winter, and this is the Snipes Skateboard Street Pro semi-finals. We're just about to get heat number 4 underway. You see our incredible packed elite judges up there doing justice in the hot sun of southern France. Right here walking through some of those top names.
We got some amazing judges. Marco Jaspinsek from the US, Willie Santos from the USA as well, Samuel Pertag from France, and Julien Guillon, who is also one of the main builders of our amazing skate park. So we have an international judging panel. All these guys have been judging contests around the world, coming with us to most of the stops of the Feast World Series. So very, very skilled people to be there and giving these riders the best scores we can ask for.
So you guys maybe haven't seen this previously, you're just tuning in. We have this incredible cement skate street course. So thanks, a huge thanks to Hurricane Parks for coming out here and delivering this incredible one. And Igor right now dropping in for his first minute.
Big backside 5-0 on a huge ledge across the driveway. Then a back D in the quarter pipe. Igor, another amazing skater with huge tricks. That's very capable of touching the 80+ score here in this big park. 43 seconds on the clock for Igor Golubev coming from St. Petersburg, Russia. Getting stuck on that front blunt on the down hubba. Skating all white, I like that. Just making sure he can stay fresh in the heat. Big spin from board to Fakie on the down rail. 23 seconds for Igor. He is a member of the Russian skateboard team, considering skateboarding is coming to the Olympics.
Oh, goes that 50-50.
Yep.
Missed it though.
But he still did it. It's a contest make. That's what we call it, when you don't do the trick really properly, but you actually land it. And that was right on the buzzer with a probably not a score that Igor is looking for, but still a decent run. Let's look at a couple replays. With a big start, that backside 5-0 across.
I mean, that concrete ledge, hubba, whatever you want to call it, actually. What do you call that one?
It's a ledge. It's a bump to ledge.
Okay, that concrete bump to ledge, this is a big one.
It's huge.
It's
like BMX size.
Yeah, it's above waist height if you're standing up on top of that driveway.
I wouldn't skate it. I mean, I would not skate it. It's really big. Okay, the score is in with a 65 even. Igor is taking 10. Just to remind you guys, out of the 24 riders we are seeing today, we are going to take the top 12. That is exactly half of the starting field, and these guys are going to come with us to the finals tomorrow. Brandon Vajalo, my South African brother, is in the park. Nolly lip slide on the bump to bar, coming from Johannesburg, South Africa. Hopefully all of you African fans are watching your boy Brandon skate. Front tail to Fakie on the huge ledge. Fakie Smith in the quarter pipe. 45 seconds on the clock for Brandon. 3 shove up the Euro gap. Coming back Fakie. Half gap into the Euro gap on the way back. Coming for the down rail with a big spin front board with authority. Beautifully done. 30 seconds to go, and I already feel like we've seen so much coming from Brandon. Just keep it coming. Stay on your board. Crooked grind with that nice pop out. That was beautiful. He just made a crooked grind look really stylish and good.
That's so smooth on that pop out. Really nice.
What did just happen? Right on the buzzer. He took his time. He's like, you know what? I got one trick for you. Look. Back 180 late flip across the biggest driveway in the park.
That is the definition of a late flip, isn't it? Just like the last second on that 180, throws that flip in.
Do we have a new leader? Or do we have a second place finisher? That is the real question now.
That's the man right now in the hot seat right there.
Oh my Lord. What is happening here? We still have 13 or 12 skaters coming. And we're already almost in the 90s. That's how the level here looks like. It is just so intense, and we're only in the semis. Look at that back 180 late flip.
So sick. And we're gonna have to wait and see if anyone is bumping out Giovanni Angelo from that top spot with an 86 even, or even Santiago with that 80 even. Right now though, it's all about Brandon Valhalo, seeing where the South African links up with this incredible run from his first time on the park here in Montpellier for 2019. Right there, Giovanni Angelo, our hot seat leader with that 86 even. He's waiting up there with the boys, trying to see what the score is coming in for Valhalo. Judges are putting things together right now. Currently, Pierre Bonifay was sitting with the 76.25 in 5th place. George Poole with the 78.25 in 4th. Richard Turi with the 78.75. Santiago Echevarria 80.0, and Giovanni in 1st place right there. Oh, it's not going to be enough. Good enough for 3rd place. Valhalo pushes a 79.50. Questioning that a little bit. All the skaters' faces on screen. I am not a mime reader, but I think that's what they were saying up there. Maybe a little bit of a lower score they're expecting, but this is the top professional judges in skateboarding out there today putting this together. But right now, going into Konstantin Kabonov.
Another member of the French national team, St. Petersburg, Russia. Konstantin Kabonov is in the park. Everyone calls it, oh, tray flip, manual up the Euro gap. Everyone calls Konstantin Kostya, so I'm just gonna go by Kostya.
Yeah.
Kostya, yep, big spin from board, back to straight across the driveway. 37 seconds on the clock, coming for the bump to bar. And a big spin front blunt, what a big move. That is one of the most difficult tricks you can do. Spinning your board, going over the rail, and then landing into the blunt slide. Kickflip front board on the down rail. Kostya is looking really strong out there in the park. 18 seconds to go, time for the last two tricks probably. That could be another really high score. Back Smith on the bump to bar and 9 seconds to go. The trick before the buzzer is going to be a front feeble across. And that is gonna be time right there for Konstantin, a perfect run.
Wow, right here,
you hear the crowd.
Oh,
that was way, way after the buzzer. It was just for the audience, but we saw a perfect run. We might as well see another person trying to crack into the top 3, currently in 3rd place with an amazing run we saw just a couple seconds ago.
Right
that was
there.
Brendan Vajalo.
Kostya right there with that manual on the deck up top of the Euro gap.
Look at that back Smith.
Beautifully locked in there.
Beautiful pinch. Front feeb across, and then that big spin front blunt to Fakie. So much talent we have out here in Montpellier with some of the best professional and top-level amateur skateboarders in the world joined us for this stop of the tour.
Score coming in, I think.
Just a couple seconds. We're waiting for Kostya's score. Let's look. Judges are probably still considering, but next rider we have in the park is Christian Estrada, coming from Barcelona, Spain, representing Skate Agora, member of the full training program they have. Frontside feeble across.
I get the score in my ear actually. It's 6th place, Kostya Kabonov with a 78-0. So respectable score, not quite where he would want. I think if he utilized some of that time, got one more trick off at the buzzer, he could help himself there. Oh!
Christian missing a crooked grind, unfortunately, trick that I have seen him do a million times earlier today. Kickflip up the Euro gap, still 25 seconds on the clock. Christian coming back for a Smith grind down the big rail, utilizing the biggest obstacle in the park, crooked grind. To follow up on the down rail, then returning to the main platform and doing a backside flip up the Euro. I like how he didn't lose any time. He was like, okay, I'm on the way back. Whoa, nollie back 3 over the driveway on the buzzer. I mean, he recovered 1 bail. We just saw 2 perfect rounds, and they were scored 70.75 and then 78 by Kostya. I wonder, Christian's tricks were really good. He had 1 bail. What would the judges think? Current scores, Angelo Caro in 1st, then Santiago Echevarria in 2nd, Brendan Vajalo in 3rd, Risho Turi in 4th, George Poole in 5th, Kostya Kabonov in 6th. And score is coming in any second as we're looking at the park. Score is in with a 69.50. The judges started looking at the riders and scoring them a little lower, I feel like. So currently good enough for 12, which is the last qualifying position. Christian Estrada is on the bubble.
Okay, Igor, whenever
And
you're ready.
man of the hour, Igor
Second run.
Golubek, back to the top of the order. And Igor, oh! Igor currently sitting in 13th place. That is the first position that is not guaranteeing the cut to the finals. Nose blunt on the bump to bar. Igor has to go big for the rest of his round. Setting up for that front blunt. Not getting the front blunt down, unfortunately. That is the second bail in this round and 34 seconds on the buzzer. Igor has to go really big and land every trick for the rest of his round if he wants to crack into the top 12. Kickflip backside 50 not working out either. And 20 seconds to go for Igor. That is probably not going to be a score improvement, and he is going to stick to the 65 even from his first round.
It's an upset for Igor. He was just out of that bubble contention. If he could have pushed up a few more points, he definitely would have been able to get in. But doing one for the crowd and himself out here, a little bit of redemption over the gap. Oh, kicking it out.
Put your hands together for Igor, one of the best European professional skateboarders. Unfortunately, not gonna see Igor tomorrow in the finals. But what a performance. You saw the tricks, you saw what he is capable of. Hopefully he is going to join us again, and we will have a chance to see Igor do better. As I said, he is definitely capable of winning contests like this. It's that ledge feels a little sticky to me. A couple of riders had the same problem there.
What's your opinion with using wax on ledges? Not?
I don't mind it.
No?
I don't mind it. I actually wax ledges and rails. People don't like it, but I like when it slides and grinds.
All right, you ready to go?
Get back to the park.
Our
Right
boy
there.
Brandon
Ajala from South Africa, with currently sitting on 79.50, is in the park, and time is going to start with this first nollie big spin to lip slide. I wonder how much can he improve. Front tail, big spin. Oh, I was gonna say that is a big improvement. No, he did not roll his ankle. Please tell me he did not roll his ankle. Better for him to chill. Yeah, for sure. It's not rolled too bad, but it is going to affect his skating tomorrow maybe a little bit. Or it was just a big hit. Yeah, I wonder when they built that ledge, what did they think about? Were they like, oh, let's just build something that's out of proportions, really big, and see who can skate it? I mean, these skaters...
I've seen some interesting stuff coming from riders like Danny Lian across that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
We are about to...
Kostya Kabanov right now. He's about to drop in for his second run here. Kostya Kabanov. Russian on course.
Currently in. See? That ledge again. Kostya in the 6th place.
Eating
now.
Skaters up on this one.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it is not an easy ledge. Tray flip manual again. That is really difficult to do. So difficult to catch the 360 flip and go into a manual.
Yes.
Big spin from board, back to regular. So stay on your board, Kostya. There's still a big chance you can improve your score. Big, big spin from blunt. Big spin. This board doing a 540 and sliding in the middle. Kickflip front board on the way down. 15 seconds to go for Kostya. Time for 2 tricks if he does them quick. Bigger flip front board. He fully recovered. 4, 3, 2, and he doesn't know what to do because he already did everything. Not even manual shove it. Man, usually I know how to score runs, but in this case, I just would not know. If I would score it higher than a 78 that he got in his first round, or lower because he had that gnarly slam for the first trick. Let's look again. Tray flip manual, perfect. Look at the balance he has. He's the master of balance. And a big spin front board, back to regular across the driveway.
I mean, as well, coming off of that.
I would score it higher. Let me tell you right now. This is my call. I would score it higher. Big spin front blunt, big spin, and bigger flip front board for me. Look at that. It's just that would definitely do it for me. That's so difficult to do. Score coming in.
Yeah, an 80.50, second place. The second highest score we've seen so far today, and the third person to break into the 80s. Kostya Kabanov is taking over second out here as we are moving down.
Very deserved.
Wow, that was fighting for Kostya on that one. Really pushing back after that huge slam right.
Imagine having a slam like this, the first trick in your round, and then recovering to the point where you still score an 80 plus.
Wow, incredible skating right there, and the judges taking note of the determination right there from the Russian. But moving forward to the man from Barcelona, Christian Estrada, right now about to drop in for his second run. Currently, he's sitting in 12th place on that bubble position. He needs to get some improvement if he wants to stay.
Huge start with a gap front lip on the main obstacle in the park. Then frontside feeble on the bump to bar.
Feels that's some Keyshawn Johnson skating right there.
Front Smith across. Christian looking pretty strong out there. So far, a perfect round, 25 seconds into his round. Nose blunt on the bump to bar. And then coming for the huge ledge. Finally, someone who landed a trick on the ledge, breaking the curse. 22 seconds on the clock for Christian. He wants to improve, not getting the backside kickflip up the Eurogap. 14 seconds to go for Christian, still enough time. Nollie back 3 across, then a backside 50-50, and that's gonna be time for last trick right now.
Oh, it's not getting it right there. Oh, how are you feeling about that one, Thomas?
Gap front lip was really strong. Then a couple nice tricks. The nollie back 3 over the driveway. Sitting on a 69.5. I would probably score it a little higher. I would give it a better score. I would let him. Yeah, then the crooked grind. I would let him have a 70 plus. Probably somewhere in the low 70s, maybe, my opinion.
Not going to be an improvement, the judges say. 69.50 is where it stands. Not moving up a place and staying right on that 12th place bubble position. You guys just tune in. We are taking the top 12, moving forward into our finals. We're going to have the next 2 heats coming your way right after this.
Celui qui fait la cookie en lip slide, il a seulement 14 ans. Hier, il est sorti de nulle part. Il nous a fait halluciner.
Welcome back, you guys. It's the Snipes Skateboard Street Pro Men's Semifinals. We just got our first 4 heats down and underway. You see right now a highlight of heat number 4. There's Kostya on screen right there, and Christian Estrada.
With the nollie back 3, then Brendan Vajalos, nollie big spin to lip slide, and then that big spin front blunt big spin, one of the best tricks of the day, and followed by a bigger spin flip front board. Wow, that could be best tricks in any event.
Yeah, Kostya right there put himself up from 6th place into 2nd right now, but it's all about Giovanni Angelo right now, who has that 86, almost a 6-point lead into 1st place. You guys want to stay tuned and follow us with all the action. Make sure you hashtag your post fees Montpellier for this week of incredible events. As well, I recommend just going to our YouTube page. All you have to do is type in FISE, that's F-I-S-E, and you can get all this incredible content from the Snipes Skateboard Street Pro semifinals, but as well with all the other action that we have going out here. We have inline, we have BMX flat, BMX dirt even that isn't on one of our live streams. That semifinals happened yesterday. You can go online and check out that coverage, but right now it's all about heat number 5. We're about to get things started. Right there you see on screen Sandro Moral right now on course, about to get his first run down and see if he can get up into those 80s to rival one of those top skateboard scores.
Another Argentinian ripper, professional skater coming from Mar del Plata, Argentina, the hometown of Matias del Olio as well. Sandro Moral is in the park. Frontside feeble on the bump to bar. Blunt to back D. Look at the amount of tricks. 3 tricks already. Then a front flip. That's the trick number 4. 50 seconds. 10 seconds. Sandro did 4 tricks in the first 10 seconds of his round. Frontside flip up the Eurogap. That's Trick number 7 in 20 seconds. How is this even possible? Look at the gap front flip. Frontside 5-0. Then a nose blunt on the bump to bar. Little Smith stall, the danger bang. And then a backside 50-50 across the huge. Then a Miller flip. That's 12 tricks, ladies and gentlemen, and we still have 12 seconds to go.
Claudia really getting it done out here and using versatility in his bag of tricks. Going on that driveway.
Wow, and another 5-0 to finish it off. My man, Sandro Moral just did 15 tricks in 60 seconds here in the skate park.
Wow, Sandro Moral really came out there showing why he was one of your top qualifiers. I mean, he qualified in 8th place.
He is going to be one of your top qualifiers again, because look at these tricks. The gap front flip, the Miller flip. We're about to watch it right now. Look, he used every obstacle in the park at least 5 times. He did so many tricks. Look at the beautiful tray flip. Frontside flip up the Eurogap. Tray flip, the big A-frame. Then gap to lip, the Miller flip, all the quarter pipe skating. It's just, it definitely has to be a good score. Let's wait for the judges. I'm not gonna call any scores because sometimes I'm really off today. And let's see what the judges think. I think it was an amazing round.
Sandro Moral right there, waiting for his first score. You said you're not calling anything. I think you're actually one of the best, let's say, score callers that we have out here. But man, a 7th place for Sandro, 76.75. I would have expected a bit higher. What do you think?
Me too. I would have expected an 80 plus. He did 15 tricks, and he hit every obstacle in the park. So I thought that's what we're looking for. Okay, another rider up is Keyaki Ike, finishing in the top 5 in Hiroshima. He won the Asian Olympics last year, so Keyaki definitely capable of taking the top 3 spot here. Backside nose blunt on the bump to bar. And then 40 seconds on the clock for Keyaki Ike, coming all the way from Osaka, Japan. Nori big spin across. Him and Ryo Sagawa are the 2 Japanese professional skaters here. Switch front blunt on the down rail. Then 20 seconds to go for Keyaki. So far, a perfect round for the Japanese pro skater. And coming for a switch 270 front board. Unfortunately, the first trick he is missing after 50 seconds of being in the park and having a flawless run. Front blunt to Fakie, almost on the buzzer, and time is gonna be up just now. Probably gonna come back for redemption with a big spin from board to Fakie. And that was Keyaki Ike, Osaka, Japan.
We brought him out from our tour when we were over in Hiroshima on our last stop, the first stop of the FIS World Series 2019. If you guys missed that, go online and check out why Keyaki and Rio won themselves a spot to come over here and join us in the south of France. Doing some amazing skating out there for Japan.
You better skate good, bro.
Oh, he was gonna do a blunt slap, front blunt to Fakie, but it was a solid 180. Wow, I like when you're trying to do a trick, but something else works out, but you still pull it and land the trick. That's always a little fun fact about skaters. Still waiting.
76.75, good enough for 8th place. Pushes out Bonifay, and now we are down to Sander Gabriel, who's sitting on that 12th place hot seat. Look at the man, though. This is Antoine Laurent. He's only 14 years old, and let me tell you, this French young gun, Antoine, is a shredder. I saw him skating yesterday. Incredible, actually. Oh, go for that huge kickflip to Indy, but blasting out of that pool coping.
I mean, listen to that crowd. They know he's French, and they know he needs the support. Back to 7 leg. Wow! I have never seen him skate.
Oh, he is incredible. Honestly, I'm telling you, he's really got it going.
Where is this kid coming from? I have never seen him or heard of him. This is amazing. You kidding me? Man, I'm seriously blown away.
Unfortunate though for Antoine, he had a couple mess ups. He's been shredding in practice. Let me tell you, I was watching him. We were out there filming a feature before. He's just incredible skating from 14 years old.
I am seriously speechless. That's why Ryan is taking over. I am just blown away by what I am seeing now.
Thomas completely lost for his words up here.
It doesn't happen so often because I somehow know the kids or I see them around or I hear about them, but I have never ever heard of Antoine Laurent, but I will not forget this name or this kid because what I just saw is completely amazing. Being 14 years old, this kid is going to have a very bright future.
Let's not forget Antoine qualified in 6th position from yesterday's qualification heat. He really pushed out a ton of the top professionals out there, and we're gonna find out why. I think when he gets that composure, come back for heat number 2. He started things big with that kickflip to Indy way out of the coping, of that pool coping on that first quarter pipe. Didn't quite get it though. I think if he gets that trick, if he gets that first trick out of the bag, we're gonna see the fire unleashed from this young French athlete. Right there, 58.75. It's good enough for 17th position, pardon me. 5 away from moving up into a qualifying spot for the finals. A man who's coming off a huge victory as well out in Madrid for European Series, Danny Lian.
And Danny is in the park, starting with a board slide across the driveway, front blunt in the biggest quarter pipe in the park. That's already 3 tricks. Then a nollie front board on the bump to bar and a 5-0 in the quarter pipe. He's setting up for a huge frontside there.
Danny Lian.
Wow.
With that big channel.
Oh, missing the nose blunt. He was going too fast because he just skates so fast. The rails are small for him. 50-50 on the rail down. That was not a slam. He just hit the rail. Then a south flip. Couldn't get that one. So that is probably going to be it for Danny, considering he's got 12 seconds to go. Or is he going to get back to the park? Okay, he's gonna skate and he's gonna try to do a couple more tricks. Frontside flip. Whoa! I called it. Unfortunately, a couple slams for Danny, so that is not going to be a great score, and I am afraid it is not going to get him into the top 12. Where current 12th position, Xander Gabriel, Los Angeles, California, with a 71.25.
What are some of the skaters that you actually, really get you pumped up to go skate?
All the friends, all the homies.
All the homies.
It's all the homies, seriously.
For me, watching Danny Lian really gets me fired up. I'm like, yeah, I would love to be able to go that fast and just shred around and get huge airs out of the corners. And he just has such fun, it looks like. And always, even if he takes a slam, he has the biggest smile on his face. I think it really goes to show how fun you can have out there on the skateboard. Unfortunately, though, Danny Lian is not in a spot that we'd be able to see him in finals. I'd love to see him improve that coming forth. That puts a lot of pressure out on his shoulders when we get to the second runs. All right, going back up to the second run, however, Sandro Molt.
Sitting in 7th. That is not a complete safe place to be in. Missing a frontside people on the bump to bar. That was a go-to trick for Sandro all day. But let's start it again, still having 50 seconds to go. With a gap front flip. Frontside 5-0 in the quarter pipe. Then a nose blunt on the bump to bar. Frontside disaster. Coming back for the big ledge with a backside 50-50. And a huge frontside air, missing that one as well. So that is 5 tricks he landed and 2 tricks he missed so far. 20 seconds on the clock for Sandro. That means 8 tricks if he actually gets back to the rhythm he had in his first round. Okay, he's gonna do that frontside feeble grind again. Redemption. Blunt to back D. 6 seconds on the clock. Sandro setting up for his last trick with a huge frontside air to finish off this round.
Sandro needed something big like that.
Those 10 attempts, 8 tricks landed and 2 tricks missed.
Not as
so
much
many
as
tricks in 60 seconds, man. Look at that huge kickflip. Just
still
for
going.
fun. We saw Lawrence try twice and couldn't take the pressure, the impact. And then Sandro just does it 20 seconds after his run for the audience, just for fun. That's the level of skating we have. It's just amazing to see people coming from places like Argentina and then completely blowing your mind when you see them for the first time in your life.
Love the tweak he had on that one. Sandro, is he going to get an improvement? I can't quite see if that was an improvement. No, I think Sandro is staying with his first round score there.
Kiaki, currently in 8th, is in the park. And a nollie nose blunt on the rail. It is not easy to skate in this heat, but it is way better than if we have the opposite and it was a little colder. So it's better to deal with sweating than deal with being cold.
And the Japanese definitely are able to deal with that heat. It's about the same temperature right now back in Osaka, the hometown of Kiaki. High in the 20s, and Japanese skaters on course having currently a flawless run.
It's just, he skates so nice and makes it look so smooth. Makes me want to watch him more and more. He's setting up for the switch 270 front board. He missed in his first shot, getting it done this time. So far the same round, but didn't take that bail he had in the first round. So if he lands the last trick,
Oh, no, that was just so one slam in that.
and that was right on the buzzer. It's always better to take the slam first or last trick and have a perfect run. Besides of that, than taking a slam in the middle of your round. So hopefully that is going to be a score improvement. Look at the replays with the nollie nose blunt and the backside nose blunt on the bump to bar. And beautiful nollie big spin. Over the gap, switch frontside feeble grind, super casual. Switch to 70 front board to Fakie. That was it for the replays, and we're waiting for the scores to come in. Kiaki is looking to beat his own score of 76.75 to be able to move up in the leaderboard. And the score is coming in just now. It is going to be a 78.25, good enough for 6, guaranteeing himself a spot in the finals. Next up, Antoine Laurent, a huge surprise to me. Let's see what Antoine has. Backside air in the big quarter pipe.
Holding on for the safety this time.
Back 270 lip, so casual, so beautiful, spinning so easily. Backsmith locked in. Look, it looks like he's been skating for 20 years, but he's probably, how old is he?
He's 14
he's
years
14
old.
years
14.
old.
His waist size is about the size of your arms.
Yeah, the skateboard is like chest high for him. How do you do these tricks? 28 seconds ago, we were looking. Such boys. Frontside feeble grind down the biggest rail in the park. Antoine, I am your huge fan. Thanks for coming over to the event. 14 seconds ago, stay on your board. There we go. 9 seconds on the clock. Perfect round for Antoine Laurent. Doing a right on the buzzer. Still a huge round. Give it up for Antoine Laurent. Everyone watching around the world. Remember this name. Within the next couple of years, this is going to be a household name in the skateboard industry. I'm calling it right now because this is amazing.
Antoine Laurent really coming out here and putting smiles on our face to announce this incredible Street Pro semi-final contest for you guys. Check it out, some of the highlights from the youngest competitor we have in skateboarding out here at the Fees.
Look how casual he does it. Back 270 lift. So well done. Then it was unfortunately just a front board, couldn't lock in the truck. But look at that front feed. The casual landing. Look. Boom! Nothing.
Right now.
And a kickflip front board. We're waiting for the scores as we are watching the replays. Look at the beautiful kickflip front board.
Just so much poise and control, and just that's something that you only get with age 71.75, 12th place.
Wow.
That means he is right on that hot seat, but as well, that means he bumped out Xander Gabriel as well.
Oh,
unfortunately, Xander isn't able to get up. Battle of the ages out there. Xander, sorry, man. But a man who is well...
He's recovering from an injury, so it's actually... I mean, it's good for him to be able to be here, not getting hurt, and getting back into the competitive skateboarding for the summer.
But as well, man who isn't even close to getting up into qualifying right now, Danny Lian. All the pressure's on him. Let's see if he is going to bump out
Let's all
Antoine
hope
from 12th place.
Let's all hope that this is going to change now, and then Lian can take the 71.75 or higher.
Wow.
With tricks like
Look
this,
at
I
how
am going
fast.
to say he should be able.
Oh, almost too fast to get into
Again,
that
same
rail.
trick, same spot, but he pulled it this time. Smith grind on the way down. Then Ollie. Oh, that was so unnecessary. He was just trying to squeeze in another trick. 19 seconds to go for Danny. Considering how many tricks he does, it should not affect his score that bad. Back blunt on the bump to bar. 10 seconds to go, time for last 1 or 2 tricks depending on what Danny decides to do. And it is going to be a tray flip across, 2, 1, and
Contest
that
mate.
was on the buzzer. Let's all hope. So this is coming to, it is coming to this. Danny currently way outside of that top 12.
But that was a heavy run. That's
Heavy,
the run that
heavy
we're looking for from Danny Lian. However, that one mix-up right there on the driveway as he did the ollie over the up rail. Whoa, check out the height on that. Coming out of the pool coping, the biggest air and the largest transfer we see over that channel into the quarter pipe. Had too much speed as he went up for the other rail. Holding on over the driveway here with the tray flip. That was the last trick basically for Danny Lian. Right now, Danny, like we said, is sitting in 18th position with a 57.25. He needs a 71.75 to push up into the finals. That means he'll be pushing out Antoine, our 14-year-old skater you just saw go down, and it's going to be enough. 11th place is 75.75. Danny Lian gets himself a spot into the finals. See what the judges did there, 11th place. It means even if the next 4 from our 6th and final heat cannot move forward, that means Danny Lian is going to be in. But we have that heat coming your way in a moment. Guys, just tuning in, we finished up 5 heats. It's 26 degrees Celsius, beautiful sun out here in the south of France. We're live for the FIS Montpellier FIS World Series and our second stop on a 3-part World Series going around the world. You see some highlights here from heat number 5. Incredible skating action, and 1 more heat, 4 more riders to go. Right there on screen, the youngest rider, 14 years old, Antoine Laurent.
Absolutely incredible.
Make those names be heard, and right there, Danny Lian, that's his 2nd run right there, getting things going. But the man from Long Beach, California, Keyshawn Johnson on screen right there. He's going to be our first to drop for our 6th and final heat. That means he qualified in 4th position right after Benjamin Garcia, Simon Stricker, and Rio Sagawa.
One of my very favorite skateboarders and humans, Keyshawn Johnson, Long Beach, California, is in the park.
Was wondering what was going to happen different with that driveway gap as he got the 50-50 onto the rail.
You know what? He was like, look at that huge kickflip, frontside 5-0. That was already 6 tricks, ladies and gentlemen, in 20 seconds. Frontside 5-0 on the bump to bar. 34 seconds to go for Keyshawn. Look at the huge front spin. That is chest high. Nobody else can skate that ledge. 50-50. He is not even stepping off his board. Then frontside board slide on the way up. 18 seconds to go for Keyshawn. What a huge run. 14 seconds. Keyshawn is going for a huge gap. Front feeble. And a 50-50. 6 seconds to go for Keyshawn. And only up, and that is gonna be time right there. This is for you guys. Keyshawn is going for a switch 50-50 way out of time. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 tricks. 3 times the big gap into the rail. Then cleared the driveway with a kickflip. Let's look at the replays. This is a contender for the first place. Gap to frontside 50-50.
Right out of the gate with that one. Over the drive with that big kickflip.
And then the chest high front Smith. Front board, another chest high rail. And then the gap to front feeble to finish it off. I mean, what else are you asking for? I wish the judges could hear me now. If I was sitting there, I would score this a 90 because this was just so next level. The skateboarding we just saw was amazing. And let me tell you one thing, Keyshawn cut his hand open when he was packing his bag at the hotel yesterday because he had a razor blade in the bag from cutting his grip tape, and he completely opened his whole palm. So he spent the night in the hospital and getting his palm stitched. And then he's here and he performs like this. In my opinion, that is a true champion, you know?
Wow. Really showing us the determination. You see the judges panel right
Give me
there.
that 90, please.
Wanting to get Keyshawn up into contention out here. See if that did, and it did! One of our 4 scores into the 80s. Keyshawn Johnson, 80.25. He's sitting in 3rd place. An amazing score comes out there for the American skater.
So Keyshawn just guaranteed his spot in the finals. The only people that can push him further down from 3rd are Benji Garcia, Simon Stricker, and Ryo Sagawa. Speaking of Benji Garcia is in the park, coming from Bordeaux, France. French professional skateboarder, missing a back tail on the big ledge. Benji is always smiling, a super nice guy, traveling around the world, skating the biggest competitions, and not only skating contests, but he is just as good when it comes to street skating and filming video parts. So if you watch skateboarding, you're probably very familiar with Benji's skating, and it's another skater I have to say I'm a fan of. 30 seconds on the clock. We just saw Benji do a Smith across the long driveway. Then full cab back into Fakie. Not putting it together this time. It's just, this is what skateboarding is. Some days it just works out really well, and then you come the next day and you just can't put it together. And we're speaking about the best skateboarders in the world. It's not about Benji just had a good day yesterday. It's just, sometimes it just doesn't work in your favor. Oh, bigger flip 360 over the gap. So that is not probably going, that's probably not going to be a score that could bring Benji in the top 12. So let's hope Benji does everything in his second round. Look at the replays. Front blunt on the out rail, then a cab back lip, not turning completely 360 what he needed to be able to roll away. We're waiting for the score for Benji, but I'm just gonna say it's probably not going to be enough. He had a couple of ails. Score is coming in now. I'm gonna say just a couple seconds. There we go, 61 even. That is going to be putting Benji in 19th position behind Igor Golubev and in front of Maxim Kruglov.
Simon Stricker from Switzerland, about to drop in our 3rd rider, our 2nd place qualifier.
Starting off with a big front flip on the main rail, then a feeble grind on the out rail. Simon, another great European professional skater, a household name already in the skateboard competitive field. He just goes around the World Skates contest. He was just skating around the contest a couple of days ago, coming straight to here, not even going back home. Front lip to Fakie for Simon in the meantime, 33 seconds to go. Setting up for that Euro gap with a hard flip miss. I never see Simon miss hard flips.
That's incredible. Sometimes you say that even the top skaters in the world miss some of their easiest tricks.
Man, that was a heavy front 180 nose grind down the big hubba. I would not try it for €1,000. If you told me to try, I would be like, nah, thanks, man. Back blunt on the bump to bar, and 3 seconds to go. That's gonna be time right now. So Simon's last trick is going to be this nollie nose slide. Another great run. That should be enough to put Simon in the top 12. Only having one slam, and that was a filler trick. None of the big tricks. It was just a hard flip up the Euro gap. Should not affect his score that bad. Let's see what our 4 judges think. And after we see the score of Simon, we're gonna move over to the winner or current leader from yesterday, Ryo Sagawa. Looking at the replays with the front blunt pop out on the bump to bar, then the front lip to Fakie. The beautiful style, everything perfectly down. Look at the front side 180 nose grind down the big hubba. And score is popping in. Oh, 68.75, not enough to make it into the top 12. So Simon, you could see his face. He was surprised about that score too. That's good enough for 18. So Timotej Lampe Ignic holding on that bubble spot in 12. 11, Danny Lian. These two guys are now in danger. Ryo Sagawa, yesterday's winner, is in the park. Back to 7 and lip to start it off on the bump to bar. Coming Fakie for a Fakie board slide. Fakie half cap board slide, everyone pardon me. 45 seconds for Ryo with a nose blunt on the bump to bar. Taking his time to go for the big gap with a 360 flip across. And just not losing time, turning around. 26 seconds on the clock for Ryo Sagawa with a front blunt on the bump to bar. Going back switch, so he's gonna do the switch lip slide on the down rail. 15 seconds to go with a perfect run so far. Ryo Sagawa has last 10 seconds on the clock. And that is going to be a hard flip front board right before the buzzer. And buzzer time is right now with a nollie flip into the bank. That, oh yeah, oh wow, he's just throwing in tricks. That was a nice round. Let's see what the judges think. The hard flip front board was a very important move that he just pulled. Look at a couple replays.
Yeah, please leave the course, get ready on the platform. Il est là. Va falloir faire un
maximum. Tray flip across the gap. Switch lip to Fakie. And then look at that hard flip frontside board slide going over the rail with the hard flip. Not so many people that could do that trick, so he's definitely stoked. That is going to be a high score. Let's see how high.
Waiting on the judges for a moment.
Ryo Sagawa right now waiting for his score to come in. Right now, like we said, in the hot seat, we currently have Giovanni. Is it going to be enough? It's not. An 82, but that's an incredible score. Second place. Ryo spouted that one all the way from Japan. It's a great score for the Japanese young gun as he pushes in. It's a nice second place and still has one more run to improve his score. Man who is in fourth as well, Keyshawn Johnson, skating with that cut on his hand from Long Beach. Push it in for the second attempt.
Oh, stepping it up with a gap to 5-0 compared to the gap 50-50 in his first round. 53 seconds. Nose grind on the bump to bar. Keyshawn Johnson going so fast in the park. Kick flip over the driveway. Frontside 5-0 in the quarter pipe. That is 5 tricks already in the first 20 seconds. Front 270 lip on the bump to bar. 30 seconds to go for Keyshawn, and he is taking a strong push to come back for the gap to frontside feeble grind again, like he did in the first round. Keyshawn with another perfect round so far. Coming up, frontside kickflip up the Euro gap. And then a nose block on the big hubba. Keyshawn knows he wants to get in the top spot. Feeble grind on the down rail. 4 seconds to go, and that is gonna be time for your last trick. Buzzer time. Front blunt after time. That bail was after time.
Wow. Another incredible run right down to the buzzer. After buzzer, that was that last the last tail side, I believe he just caught on that rail, didn't get it down. But Keyshawn Johnson, so far, he's sitting in a very comfortable 4th place with that 80.25. I'm questioning, though, is he going to improve his score? He stepped up a lot of his tricks, started off right away with that gap to 5-0. Still had some huge tricks, gap in the dry with the kick flip, that nose blunt right there.
He just did everything he wanted to do, and this was way after time, so that cannot affect his score. Let's wait for the score of Keyshawn.
Pumps it up in 83.50, 2nd place for Keyshawn Johnson, and pushes out Rio Sagawa into 3rd place right there.
Okay, currently in 21st, Benji Garcia is looking for a score improvement.
Here, that's where it all went wrong on that back tail, on that big ledge coming off of the gate.
A 360 flip up the Euro gap. Benji is looking way better in his 2nd round than he did in his 1st. Ollie over the rail into the bank. Then a front blunt on the out rail. 40 seconds on the clock for Benji.
Benji knows this is all his last chance to make it into that finals if he wants to make it out there. Get some of that grub. 12 riders we are taking into the finals tomorrow. Yeah, Benji.
Beautiful comeback lip. And endangered in 12th place is Spanish Danny Lian. Nose blunt on the rail down. 13 seconds to go for Benji. And I am gonna say if he stays on his board, he has a very high chance of actually making it. And that is gonna be it.
Yeah, Benji.
3, 2, 1, and time is up. Perfect round for Benji. He knows that's what he needed to do. That is definitely going to be a score improvement. The score to beat is 76 even.
From Danny Lian right now. Wow, that's a big contest. I mean, leaving it down there to Benji Garcia, our 3rd place qualifier, who's sitting in 20th position right before he started this run. We know it's going to be a massive improvement. That's the score that he was looking for. The one concern could have been that he didn't get enough tricks off right down to the very end of the buzzer. It seems like the judges are wanting full runs from all the skaters out there today. But we're going to have to wait and see when that score comes in, how they felt about that. Like you said, right now, 12th place position, that bubble spot moving into the finals. It's that of Danny Lian from Madrid with the 76 even. Can Benjamin Garcia push past that 76 and upset the board?
The tattoos right here.
You have to wait and see, and he does it. He gets into the 80s, an 80.50, 5th place for Benji Garcia. That's the run he was looking for.
Wow, what a good score. I would say a very, very good judging on that one. I would actually score it similar to that. I would score it somewhere around the 80s. Could be 79, could be 81, but that's very good judging. Get back to the park. Another person that needs a score improvement is Simon Stricker, qualifying yesterday from 2nd position. Nollie from board on the rail. Then a nose blunt on the rail. Following that, 50-50 stall to turn around, 50-second on the clock for Simon. Coming up with that hard flip, not missing it this time. Simon looking better. Oh! 5, the biggest trick on the hubba, biggest trick of the day. 32 seconds on the clock. Simon has to stay on his board. Back blanc on the rail. Another person in danger. Pierre Bonafé with a 76.25. Front lip on the big rail, 16 seconds to go. Feeble grind on the out rail. Simon Stricker is looking super strong out there. 9 seconds on the clock. Coming to the last tricks. Oh, front tail 270 on the bump to ledge. And 3, 2, 1. And that is gonna be time with the backflip on the rail down.
That one counts
Another
on the
perfect
buzzer.
round.
Beautifully counting on the last trick right there for Simon Stricker from Switzerland. That was the run he was looking for. It is going to be an improvement, but how much? We're going to have to wait and see. Danny Lian currently just got bumped from that hot seat in 12th position by Benji Garcia. I believe Benji bumped up into... Wow, where did Benji go?
Is in
fifth place.
Benji is in 5th.
That means our top 6 competitors are in the 80s right now with 6 points dividing from 1st to 6th place. Right now, we're going to have to see if Simon Stricker moves up. And I do believe he is going to move up. Is it going to be past Pierre Bonafé in that 12th place position? 76.25. That is the score to beat right now. Right now, though, you're looking at Simon Stricker, the 2nd place qualifier from yesterday's qualification event out here at the Skateboard Street Pro. Can he do it? We're waiting for those judges to put those scores in. How are you feeling from this one, Thomas?
I loved the nollie heel no slide. I just love how he did it in the middle of his round, and it has to be a score making the finals. Okay, there we go.
11th place, Simon Stricker moves in 77.50, just pushing through. That means we're going back up to our 3rd place. Current third place holder, our 1st place qualifier from Kanagawa, Japan, Ryo Sagawa. Gonna do it as the last skater to drop here today.
Sitting comfortably in 3rd, Ryo can just have a good time out there. Oh, back 270, lip 270 out. He's not taking it easy. He wants to grab that top spot again. Half gap, oh, missing a half gap, a Fakie 50-50 on the rail. Setting up nollie for a nollie big spin to front board. He is just out there having a good time. He knows he's in a safe 3rd place that guarantees him starting in the last heat tomorrow. Remember, the better you finish today, the further in the field you start tomorrow, and that's giving you higher chances of seeing how the other competitors and skaters did. So that gives you a big advantage over the other people, because you can adjust your skating and your run accordingly. So Ryo Sagawa probably not going to improve his score, but he is definitely stoked. Coming to tomorrow with an 82 even, sitting in 3rd. And that is gonna be it for the Snipes Skateboard Pro semifinals here in Montpellier.
Yeah, just an incredible event, Thomas. So excited to be out here announcing this one with you in the beautiful French heat. Had a jam-packed action going on right now. You see Ryo Sagawa just finishing things off from Japan. It's blistering hot out here in the French sun. You guys are maybe watching us online or on your respective network. You notice that you weren't able to make it out here. Come join us though 1 year. It's a beautiful event. You see Ryo Sagawa sitting with an 82 even. Currently sitting in 3rd place, not moving up any positions, but we had an incredible heat right there. And I think that means Sandro Morale is going to be our bubble man, the 12th place finalist. And you see there, this is going to be your top 12 skaters going into the finals tomorrow. We have Giovanni Angelo, Keisha Johnson, Ryo Sagawa, Kostya Kabanov, Benji Garcia, Santiago Echevarria, Brandon Valhalo, Richard Turi, Ikeda, moving forward to an incredible heat. We had the top 24 athletes out here in the French sun. What do you think so far of our athletes that went down and pushed it forward to the finals, Thomas?
I'm just blown away by the amount of talent and great skating we saw today. I told you we got some really good skaters out there. Some of the skaters skated really well in both rounds, but some took the risk and really performed in one of them. So yeah, I'm just super excited for the finals.
I'm really excited to see what we have going on tomorrow. That's going to be the finals out here in Montpellier. Some top athletes really blew me away as well. Antoine, our 14-year-old skater from France, that's going to be a household name for us coming up into the future. Really blew us away with his incredible skating. But it's all going to be about our finalists as we move forward to the 12 top skateboarders for the Snipes Skateboard Street Pro Finals. That's going to be coming your way tomorrow. We have a lot of events in action happening out here at the FWS. Make sure you guys stay tuned. Check us out. Log into YouTube. That's FWS, F-I-S-E. You get all the action there right now. Thomas, any last words until we end?
I just want to say thanks to everyone skating. Thanks to everyone visiting. I had a great time being here. Can't wait for the finals.
Thanks, you guys, for tuning in on behalf of everyone out here at the FWS World Series 2019. I'm Ryan Meyer. Thomas Winter. We'll see you next time.